right, are three different options. We have, somebody remember one of the options?
Cherries.
Raise your hand. What was
Cherries.
Cherries. Cherries. I'll make this a little easier for you to see. Cherries. Can someone raise a silent hand? And tell me the next. What is the next?
Strawberries.
Strawberries. We have strawberries as an option for me to bring. And on the count of three, I would like students to whisper my last option. 1, 2. Three. What is it? Pineapple. Raise your hand if you have decided which fruit you would like. Raise your hand if you've decided. Oh my goodness, okay, everybody looks ready. May I have kids who would like to have cherries stand up, please? Count with me. I'm going to point to you, and when I point to you, tell me the next number. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. 14. What did I have you pick? What did you guys pick?
Cherries.
14 cherries. All right, have a seat. So we are going to line up my Post-its here. Here we go. 1. Now, would I put this Post-it over here? Is that going to be hard? It's going to be hard for us to tell which category that's in. 2. You can count with me. 3. 4. I'll make sure I can see them clearly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. Oh, just 14, right? Just 14? All right, please stand. If you would like to have pineapple, remember you can only stand up once today.
David, you only stand up. Cheers.
All right, here we go. Count with me.
1,
2, 3. 3 students would like to have pineapple. You can go ahead and sit down. Thank you. 2 and 3. Please stand up if you would like strawberry.
You already win, David.
Please
only
cherry. Ba-ba-da-da-ba.
Bum.
1, 2,
3, you already 4, 5, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 students. Go ahead and sit down. All right. Oh, do we think we have enough yellow? Let's see if we can figure out if we have enough yellow Post-its for 9 students. 1, 2. Oop, that one got a little crooked. 2. How many do I have? You guys are getting ahead of me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Post-its are sticky. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 kids would like to take.
One fail.
For being so helpful. I love all of the first grade students who are sitting so nicely with their hands in their laps. They're sitting crisscross. They are ready to keep going. They're showing me they're ready. Awesome.
This one.
Okay. So can anybody, oh, it's gonna keep falling. Can anybody tell me something that they notice about our graph? What do we notice about our graph? What's something you notice?
Uh-oh, one fell.
It's okay.
Oh.
The cherries are, we have more cherries. That's actually one of our vocabulary words. We have more cherries than what? What do you see? More cherries than? Pineapple. More cherries than pineapple. There are less pineapple than strawberries. So we could say there are, who knows this word? Does anybody know this word? Fewer. There are fewer pineapple than strawberries. We have separated our data, the information that we've collected, into how many categories? Show me with your fingers. How many categories? 3 different categories. All right. Do we have one more observation? Do we have one more mathematical observation about our graph? Yeah.
The yellow ones.
The strawberries?
Strawberries.
That's less than, that's fewer than
14.
the
Cherries.
cherries. Fewer than the cherries. Sorry, it's a little hard to see. All right. So, first graders. We're all first graders, right?
Yeah.
First graders. I have some sentence frames for us to look at. Has anybody seen sentence frames in here before? Raise your hand if you've seen some sentence frames, if you've used them with your teacher. Yeah.
Are you probably on the old school? I used them.
Here. Can I have somebody read this sentence frame? Raise a hand, please. I'm looking for quiet hands. We're sitting crisscross. Can you go ahead and read this sentence frame with me?
I noticed there are more blank than blank.
Blank than blank. I noticed there are more. Is that one of our vocab words?
Yes.
Vocabulary words. More blank than blank. All right. Our next sentence frame. I'm going to go ahead and stick right here to the O. Would you go ahead and read it for me?
Me?
Yep.
I noticed there are fewer blank than blank.
Fewer. What does that word mean? Can someone raise a hand and explain that word to me? What does that word mean?
And mean it's
Fewer. Close. Close. Fewer. Less. Less. Fewer is less. And lastly, I have a sentence frame just to help us think about.
there are blank blank.
Think about there are blank. There are blank. Can anybody use that sentence frame when looking at our graph? Can we use that sentence frame when looking at our graph? Who could use that? Can you use that as a sentence frame? There are what?
There are more cherries than pineapples.
There are more cherries than pineapple and strawberries. Interesting. Interesting. So, first graders. My class yesterday was playing with some manipulatives, math manipulatives. Who knows what those are? Do we know what math manipulatives are? Go ahead and show me like this if you remember what a math manipulative is.
I used to do this in
So we were playing with math manipulatives yesterday, and we were sorting them into groups. And my class put them back in these bags. But guess what they didn't do? They didn't put them back. So I have bags full of mixed up math manipulatives. And I need to figure out how many are in each bag. And I need them to be sorted into groups. Do you think you could help me out with that?
Yes.
Yes? Do you think you could help me out with that?
Yes.
Yes. All right. They were looking at some bears yesterday. Has anybody seen these before? Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you've seen this before. At your old store? Go ahead and put your hands down. Has anybody used these squares this year? Give me a thumbs up. Just a thumbs up. Quiet thumbs up, please. I see some fingers pointing to some in the room. I have some squares in here. And lastly, please raise a hand if you know what shape this is. What is this shape? Do you remember? It's a
Cube.
cube. We have squares, cubes, and bears. Can you repeat that after me?
Squares, cubes, and bears.
Excellent job. Excellent job. So I have made you a graph. And you're going to fill in this graph. See how we use different color Post-its? Yes? We use different colored Post-its. You're going to use different colored crayons. And you're going to color in your graph showing me how many cubes you have in your bag, how many bears, and how many squares are in your bag. At the bottom, I have put these sentence frames for you to use. I noticed there are more blank than blank. Can somebody give me an example using this graph? What could you say with that sentence frame? I noticed there than cherries and pineapples. How do we know that? Somebody raise a hand. How do we know there are more cherries than pineapple? All right, excellent job. Here we have, I noticed there are fewer blank than blank. Go ahead.
I noticed there are more.
Fewer. There are fewer
Strawberries than pineapples.
Which one's this one?
Cherries.
Cherries. Excellent job. And finally, at the bottom we have there are blank. There's an extra line for extra thoughts. If you have an extra thought, go ahead and use that extra line to give me an extra thought. So you will be sorting your bags, helping me out to sort, looking at bears, cubes, and squares. When you get into your groups of 3, each one of you is going to pick one of those and help each other out. Help each other figure out how you're going to color in with 3 different colors your graphs to show me how many bears, squares, and cubes are in your bag. Then I want you to complete the sentences at the bottom, the sentence frames.